Today I'll take you on a journey to the mighty Caucasus Mountains. After exploring the Georgian capital of Tbilisi, I wanted to see more of this fascinating country. From imposing peaks to ancient churches, rural Georgia has a lot to offer. Because I was short on time, I decided to join a group tour. We started in Tbilisi and explored several locations north of the city before making our way to the Russian border. So, let the adventure begin. Good morning, guys. It is 8 AM here in Tbilisi, Georgia, and now we are heading into the Caucasus Mountains. So let's go. I walked from my hotel to my guide's meeting point in central Tbilisi. After a short introduction, we were shown to our minivan and set off. On our drive through the city of Tbilisi, we saw some interesting architecture, including this weird Soviet building. Upon exiting the city, we got our first glimpse of the surrounding mountains. After about an hour on the road, we arrived at our first stop, a massive Soviet water reservoir. Alright, we have made it to our first stop here. This is the water reservoir. You can see here, this is about 1 hour from Tbilisi, and this was built in 1983 during Soviet times. So yeah, this is all artificial. And here you can see the Georgian flag proudly waving next to the reservoir. And there is actually a belief here among Georgians that if you bathe in this water, your wishes will come true. So in summer, people come here and bathe. Yeah, lots of people from Tbilisi come here on little excursions because it's only 1 hour away. But yeah, we're only gonna stop here for about 15 minutes just to have a little look at the beautiful reservoir. After seeing the water reservoir, we moved on to our next stop, the stunning Ananuri fortress. Alright, we are now at Ananuri fortress. You can see the fortress behind me over there. And yeah, many empires and larger countries wanted to conquer this land because obviously this is a very strategic location. So that's why the Georgians, they built lots of fortresses here. And this one is actually from the 13th century. That's when it was first built, but most of the structures that you see now are from the 17th century. So yeah, let's go inside. Gotta ascend some steep steps here to see what's inside this fortress. Discovering some medieval structures here in Georgia. Let's go. This fortress was built in the 13th century, but most of the structures that we see here are from the 17th century. And there's two churches here, one over here, and you can see all of these engravings. So there are actually lions, dragons, and crosses and everything else, all different Christian symbols. So I'm not going to explain all of them, but the lions, they represent power, and they are chained because the power is controlled. That is what it represents. As you might know, the Georgian nation is very ancient and lots of different empires wanted to conquer this land. And I have to be careful here with these steps. And yeah, the Georgians built lots of fortresses like this to defend from invaders. Have a look at this. Absolutely gorgeous. You can actually see the water reservoir just behind the churches there. There's two different towers built in different architectural styles. Now walking on this very narrow fortress wall here, yeah, this is quite an experience because if you fall down, you might break a leg or two. But have a look at these views, guys. Those are the gorgeous Caucasus Mountains and these ancient structures. Let's go in here and have a look. Here we have some kind of watchtower room. It's very dark in here. Let's go here. Oh, there's actually a cable. Not sure what that's for. Here we have some more gorgeous views. There you can see the two towers built in different architectural styles and the water reservoir. Georgia is pretty, I have to say. This is the vehicle that we are using. It's a Mercedes Sprinter.
No, it's a Vito.
Vito, oh yeah, it's a Vito. And what's that? Is that to ram people off the street? This one? Yeah. Or is it just fixed? But yeah, this looks like carbon fiber, but I'm not sure if it's carbon fiber.
It's for sure.
It's the Georgian modification. Yes. But yeah, we are 6 people in the group, so it's very comfortable. I'm sitting in the front. We left Ananuri, and in the car I wanted to ask my guide a few questions about the Georgian language. How do you say very beautiful in Georgian?
Zaliem Shwenir.
Zaliem Shwenir.
Yeah.
I said that correctly. Georgian is one of the hardest languages to learn.
Yeah,
is that correct? Right?
That is, yeah.
And it's a very rough language actually. It always sounds like people are arguing. Like, I know people aren't arguing, but it just sounds like that because it's so rough.
Yeah, words itself are so rough.
Yeah.
You might think that people are arguing even though they are joking.
At school you first learn Georgian and then you learn English.
Yeah.
Oh, right. And Russian not anymore.
We also studied Russian as well.
Ah,
yeah.
okay.
Same time as English.
After a short drive through some breathtaking scenery, it was time for a traditional Georgian lunch. Alright, we have made it to the restaurant here. Now we're gonna go get some lunch. Beautiful place this. And I think in summer you could sit here, but now it's obviously too cold. So we're gonna go inside. So this is called shkmerule, and it's basically chicken in a garlic sauce. And it's a very traditional, typical Georgian dish. So let's try. Very distinctive flavor. If you don't like garlic, this is not for you. But if you do like garlic, this is amazing. Alright, that was an absolute feast. Now let's get back onto the road. Look at our surroundings here. Absolutely gorgeous. Alright guys, we have made it to the beautiful Caucasus Mountains. Have a look at these landscapes. This is absolutely jaw-dropping. And as you can see, everything is covered in snow. And here they have like this little tourist station with some shops and restaurants where you can get wine and so on. And up there is the Russia-Georgia Friendship Monument, which we're gonna check out in a minute. Alright, so we are at this mosaic now, and this is located in an absolutely beautiful spot. And now I will explain the mosaic a little bit, because the history behind it is very interesting. So let's go. So here we have the two dates, 1783 and 1983. So in 1783, Georgia and Russia signed a friendship pact, and Georgia went under the protection of Russia, mostly to protect themselves against the Ottoman Empire. And in the middle you can see the mother, the child and the dove. And the mother is supposed to represent Mother Russia, and the child is supposed to represent Georgia, and then the dove is supposed to represent peace. And then here on the right side you have the history of Russia basically. So just very briefly a few things. Over there you have the Red Army, you have some soldiers, and up there in the right corner you actually have astronauts, which is very interesting. And then here on the right side you have the history of Georgia. So you have the agriculture, you have tractors, then you have the warriors as well over there, and all the Georgian people. And yeah, this is an incredible monument, even though these days Russia and Georgia aren't really friends anymore. So obviously Russia invaded Georgia in 2008, so the relationship between the two countries isn't that great anymore. But in 1983, when Georgia was a Soviet republic, they were good friends. And here you can see all the different mosaics. This is an absolutely incredible monument. And the people here can't tell me how long it took to make this, but I would guess a few years. And now let's have a look at the surroundings, because they are definitely worth it. These are the mighty Caucasus Mountains. As you can see now, it's a bit foggy, but everything is covered in snow. Absolutely jaw-dropping. Alright, we have made it to an incredibly beautiful spot here, and now we have to take one of these 4x4s here to go up that mountain And on top of that mountain is a church, and it's called Georgian Trinity Church, something like that. And yeah, just look at these surroundings, guys. This is a mix of Austria and the former Soviet Union, I guess. Because you do have these Soviet buildings, but then you also have chalets, and you have these incredible Caucasus landscapes. I mean, yeah, Georgia is a very pretty place. I've said it before, and I'm gonna say it again. So the interesting thing is that all of these are right-hand drive cars, because these are Mitsubishi cars that they imported from Japan, and now they are using them to get up to the mountain. Oh, let's go inside. I get the front seat. Konnichiwa. There is our Japanese GPS. So according to this GPS, we are in Japan. So this is Aspegi Mountain, 5,050 meters high, and behind the mountain is already Russia. So we are very close to the border. Now we're gonna go up to the Georgian Trinity Church. I'm pretty sure it will be breathtaking. Here we have the Georgian Trinity Church, built in the 14th century. Right between those mountains here. And down there is the village of Kaspegi. Wow. I'm a little bit out of breath because we had to hike up a bit to get here. But yeah, this location, I mean, I haven't seen anything like this in quite a while, because the Caucasus Mountains are obviously among the highest mountains in Western Asia and Eastern Europe combined. So yeah, this is a pretty special location. You got a mountain 5,000 meters high just behind me. Now let's go inside the church. So this is the first building of the church, but there's not much in here. I think the second one is more interesting. Let's go have a look. There wasn't much inside the church and it was very dark, so I didn't spend a lot of time in there. So yeah, that was the church. Very dark inside, but pretty nice. Now the highlight here is definitely not the church. The highlights are the surroundings, because they are incredible. The church itself is more like a cherry on top. But yeah, there it is. The main church, and then this little tower over there. After the Georgian Trinity Church, we headed to a nearby luxury hotel for some coffee and to have a little rest before embarking on the long journey back to Tbilisi. That is a nice hotel lobby here. So they have this coffee shop here and a library. And here's the hotel bar. That is pretty decent for a hotel bar. And you can see the view over there. I would definitely stay here. Alright, here's the view outside. It's absolutely gorgeous. There's the town of Stepantsminda and the Georgian Trinity Church and the Caucasus Mountains. And this is the hotel. It's called Rooms Hotel Kaspegi, and we checked. It costs around $200 a night, so it's not a cheap hotel, but then it's a very nice hotel, and I'm pretty sure it has a nice spa area as well. So yeah, now we're gonna have some coffee here, and then we're gonna head back to Tbilisi. Alright guys, we are gonna leave Kaspegi now, and here we have the sunset over the beautiful Caucasus Mountains. And yeah, that was an excellent tour. Also, I really recommend the company that I used. They were absolutely amazing. The guide was great. And yeah, we saw a lot of places in one day. You could also do an overnight trip. But yeah, if you only have one day, you're gonna do this tour. So yeah, that's it guys. Thanks very much for watching and see you next time. Goodbye.